I would now like to invite the Chair 2014 PMI Board of Directors, Mr. Ricardo Triana, to give the keynote address. Mr. Ricardo is an independent consultant in organizational project management for private and government organizations across the United States, Europe, and Latin America. He is a seasoned project management professional and a PMP credential holder with 20 years of experience in organizational, project, and quality management. Please welcome him with a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
It's on. Ready? Yes. No. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So before I start, let me do something, okay? Because I was practicing all day long. Namaste. मेरा नाम रिकार्डो त्रियाना और मैं बहुत खुश हूँ यहाँ आने से। मैं आपका स्वागत करता हूँ। Let me repeat that one, okay? मैं आपका स्वागत करता हूँ. And I was planning to say आपका स्वागत है. PMI Congress आपका स्वागत है. But the thing is, they say, no, this is not correct. So I was practicing the other thing. What I was trying to say is, welcome. I'm really glad to be here. I was here 3 years ago, first in Bangalore, and then I came here. And I enjoyed the country and I enjoy the people. I'm really glad to be here. Before I start my conversation, I want to just run a video. I want you to pay attention to the video, and after this, we will continue the conversation, okay? And the video goes like this. That was supposed to happen, okay? Hold on. Ready? It's not working, no? See, that's what a project means. It's never you will have a project with that is perfect. Now it goes. Would it be possible to start again? Thank you. So it's used in Fahrenheit, and it says that 211 degrees, with 212 degrees, the water starts boiling. If you convert this to the Earth, it's going to be 99 degrees and 100 degrees. But what I'm trying to say is that if you pay attention, you really don't require too much. You only require just a little bit. Just one more degree, just one more hour that you dedicate to yourself to be better at your profession, to be a better project manager. If you dedicate just 15 minutes to your children, they will become better citizens. If you really want to make a difference, you don't need to do a lot of things. It's only one little tiny bit of things. And my invitation today is that during the next days in this Congress, you actually do that extra degree. Run the extra mile. Just don't even stay there, because you can make a lot of difference, not only here, not only for this country, but for the whole world, for your future, for your children, for the businesses that you are running. Just dedicate some time and do something else. With that said, I'm really proud when I always mention this. When you think about a Congress like this, you can see that there is a lot of organization, and it's a lot of logistics, and bringing the speakers, and doing the registration, and all these great speakers, okay? That was a joke. And the thing is, this requires a lot of work. And you don't know this, but all the guys that are involved in the organization of the Congress, they do this for free. It's a volunteer job. They usually have a job 8 to 5. They leave their job, and they continue working on something like this, and they are dedicating that extra degree. And that requires a lot of commitment. But what is best is that they are helping you to become better. And I want them to be recognized. So please stand up, all the volunteers that participated in the organization of this event, or any volunteer that is working with PMI in the world. Can you please stand up? Go, 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 go. Don't be shy. There you go. I want you to look at these guys and say thank you, because they are doing a great job. Thank you. For the rest of us, my invitation is that somehow you get involved. You don't need to be doing this Congress next year or so. Do whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to work with an ONG, helping the projects in that organization. Maybe you want to just teach in an organization. Maybe you want to just teach with children what project management is. But do something, because if you don't do something, this is not going to change. And now it comes to my discussion of today. We are going to talk about the next generation project manager. And what the next generation project manager is essentially what are the things that we require in the future to just continue with the profession. Keep in mind this. Can you put the presentation, please? When we talk about the next generation project managers, what we are saying is that essentially in India right now we have a deficit of skills in some industries. We know IT, the engineers in construction, or IT managers, or IT directors, those are the regular industries. But when you think about the challenges that we are facing here, for example, the fact that now we have a new state here. So we have Telangana and we have Andhra Pradesh. And this requires a lot of organization. This requires a lot of projects. We have a new government. So if Narendra Modi wants to just execute all the projects that he wants to take care, for example, the sanitation for everyone, or having housing for all, or if we really want to just clean the river Ganga, we need to ensure that those projects are well executed. But this is not about money. Money could be easy, okay? If you don't have money, maybe someone has the money. The problem is not about the money. The problem is that if you don't produce the benefits, something is not going to work. And I'm not talking only about the economy. I'm talking about people. Because when we don't sanitize or we don't provide sanitary services for a lot of people, they are the ones that could be dying, okay? Those children are not going to be able to go to the school, and they won't be able to just be better citizens in the future. So we need to just work in the infrastructure, we need to work in the education, we need to work on the health, but we need to ensure that they are providing results. So what I'm going to be talking today is how to deal with the issue that we have a lack of resources, that the economy is changing, but that we also must be prepared to deal with this, and this is not a technical issue. I want to be sure that we understand this is not about the PMBOK, okay? I should be defending the PMBOK with all my heart, okay? I'm the PMI guy. The thing is, this is not about the scope, time, cost, risk, etc. That's nice. But as I always say, when the reality comes through the door, the plan jumps through the window, because you have to be prepared for the reality. The reality says that you don't have resources, that there is not enough money, that you are running against time, that you are competing with too many people, so you have to be prepared for that. So I was talking about the deficit of skills in India, and just so you have a number in your mind, by 2020, we will have a deficit of skills, and we are saying that we are going to be having at least 15.7 million of project management roles worldwide. That's going to be open. But we don't have enough people. And the thing is, we don't have enough people because it's not only about the amount of resources, it's also about the competition that we are facing in the countries. It's now a company that was originally located in this region has already a competitor in the other region, has a competitor that was coming from China. The level of competition is way different. We are having technological advances that are forcing me to just become better, faster, provide results way faster. And I want to talk about this from two perspectives. One is what the company should be doing, and the other is what you, as practitioners, should be doing. So on one side, the companies are actually focused on 4 things. You have them in there. Let me just go through them. The first one is they are not talking only about training. They need to have something else. It's not only about giving you a lot of training, because I can give you 10,000 different courses and you will learn nothing. You will practice nothing. The idea is to have programs that actually take care of your development. One. The second one is having career paths, ensuring that somehow I know how, as someone that was a trainee, can actually progress and can actually escalate levels to become a senior project manager or whatever it's in my organization. Career paths. The third one is to ensure that all the organization, not only the project managers, they talk about project management. Because if you continue talking about project management only in the lower level of the chain, of the food chain, you are going to be perceived as technical. We need to ensure that everyone understands in the organization why project management is important. That was the third. And the fourth one is to ensure that you measure the results, that you provide outcomes. So let me go with each one of these, and I'm going to give you examples of what some companies are doing. I was talking first about the talent management programs. So you have in here an example of NASA. NASA has a project that it's called HOPE, Hands-on Project Experience, which means I just take junior people and I put them in a project to have experience, which is great because you can learn, you are working on a safe environment, and then after this project, you will have the experience to just take over a bigger project. And that's something that in my experience is occurring in a lot of places. But not only this, not taking trainees to just have experience. Is organizations are now forced to talk about not independent training, but having overall programs of development. I was working with a company in Chile. It's actually the Ministry of Infrastructure in Chile. And what they were doing were defining development programs for the project managers, program managers, the people that it's working with the contracts, saying, if you work in here, you have to go through these courses, and then you have to have mentoring sessions, and then you have to have coaching sessions one-on-one. So it was the full career that was delineated through a development program. It was not only courses, it's also about having a development plan. And this was really cool because when you think about it, I was a project manager and they had 3 different types of training. Project management, that was technical. Business, that it was to understand what the ministry makes and why the ministry and how were the infrastructure, what kind of projects do they do, how that works in the government, how do you do the budget. And also they needed to have interpersonal skills. They needed to learn about leadership, communication, etc. So it was really interesting because if I were a project manager, I would have to go through all this and I would have a development as opposed to just have training. Make sense? Are you awake? I know I have this accent, okay? So I know that the accent is difficult. If you have any problem, just let me know, okay? I always say that, unfortunately, I am like the Antonio Banderas of the project management, okay? So I know it's difficult. The second thing that I was talking was career paths. And career paths means that you, in your organization, have to take care of what are the roles that I really need in my organization and define a career path for every one of the roles. But in here it's really important that we think about something. This is not about what the book says. The book says that you need to have project manager, senior project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, senior portfolio manager, and all those beautiful things. It's about what your organization needs. I was talking with this organization in Ecuador, and I was talking about you need to have a portfolio manager. So I had this guy, that it's a PMI guy, that he really knows a lot, and he was obsessed that the company needed to have a portfolio management office and a portfolio manager. And the manager of the company didn't understand what portfolio management was and what a portfolio manager means. So after several discussions, I just say, you know what? Who decides what are the projects that you are going to be doing next year? Who prioritizes the projects? Who assigns resources to those projects? Who's the one that is taking care of the health of the organization and the strategy? And the guy says, that should be Peter whatever, my CFO, because he's the one in charge of that. There you go. That's the portfolio manager. And what I'm trying to say is that you define career paths, but adjusted to your reality, not adjusted to the theory, because that will kill you. So, organizations like MD Anderson, that it's a research hospital, they were working on having different career paths. So if you look at this, maybe you cannot read in here, they have a career path for an associate project manager, for a project manager, for a senior project manager, for a program manager. It doesn't mean that you need to go from A to B to C. It means that if you are going to be an associate project manager, you should have this experience, this certification, this kind of projects. You will be prepared to do this. That kind of activity adjusted to your company. That was the second. The third one was talking about ensuring that all the organization knows about project management. And let me tell you a joke, okay? I'm going to say it really slowly so you will understand it, and you will laugh at the end of the joke, okay? Thank you. There was this guy And he was just walking, and he found a gypsy, okay? The gypsy is one of these guys that doesn't have a home, and he's just wandering around, and he was selling horses. So the guy says, I have this horse, and I really would like you to buy the horse. I say, yes? What is so special? Oh, the horse is just perfect. This horse wakes up at 4 a.m., prepares coffee, takes my children to the school, takes care of the garden. It's just a great animal, okay? It's better than a dog. He says, really? I say, yes, seriously. And it's only $20,000. Wow, that for a horse? Says, yes. Well, I'm going to buy it. So the guy bought the horse, and a week later, he met the gypsy again, and he says, you know what, I want to return the horse. It's awful. He's beating my children, he's kicking my wife, he's eating the flowers in the garden, it's screaming all day long, it wakes up 4 a.m. and it starts screaming and kicking in the door. I don't want the horse. And the gypsy says, unfortunately, I cannot receive the horse back. But let me give you an advice. If you continue talking about the horse like this, you will never sell it back, okay? You have to change the conversation about the horse. And what I'm trying to say is sometimes we, the project managers, we try to talk about the things that we know. We want to talk about risk, cost, time, stakeholders, and etc. And let me tell you a very bad news. The executives don't care about it, okay? When you go to the executive, the manager, the CEO of the company, and you have a conversation and you say, it's because I prepared the stakeholder matrix and I have a risk register and the communication plan says that we need to do an activity next week, they don't care. Sorry. You have to change your conversation. You have to start aligning to the strategy. You need to start talking in business terms. And on the other hand of the chain, they need to understand somehow what a project means. Somehow they need to understand that when you talk about communication matrix, you are not talking about the film, but you are talking about something important. So it's important to ensure that we have a common language and that somehow we, the project managers, program managers, and etc., change the conversation to have more business conversation. So I had this organization, and it was a financial services company. And in this financial services company, the first thing that we were trying to do was implementing portfolio management. So I was talking with the CEO, and I say, the first thing I'm going to do is I require all your vice presidents in a workshop one day working with me talking about portfolio management. And he says, no, they are not going to be doing anything. They just need to have results. So just bring all the project managers and put them to work. And I say, no, it's not going to work. If we don't talk the same language, if they are not aware what we are trying to do, if they don't understand what a portfolio means, program means, project means, and we don't have the minimum amount of knowledge and awareness, this is not going to work. At the end, working with all the levels of the organization helps you a lot. And that's something that this company, Fluor, is doing really well. They are actually tapping business resources to ensure that they know about project management, and sometimes project managers can escalate to the business side. So there is no difference between being in the functional management or in the project management side. At the end, you have to work together. At the end, you have to talk with the same language. That was level 3. The level 4 is ensuring that you are measuring the results of your talent management. This is having clear indicators, and this is not about attrition, retention, how many people have I trained. This is also about if I do this training, if I give you this mentoring or coaching, what are the results? Am I improving the attrition and retention? Am I improving the results in the projects? Am I improving the satisfaction of the employees and of the clients? And more, what I have seen is that companies are implementing things to measure, to have clear metrics on the results of the development programs, in the results of the training programs, because you can spend a lot of money and produce no results. There was a communications company in Chile, and they were doing a lot of training. And when I asked them about the metrics, they were saying, oh no, we have a lot of metrics. We know how many people have we trained this year. We know how much have we spent. We have assessments for every one of the project managers, and we know that which one of them need training in scope, in risk, in quality. And I say, yeah. How do you know that this training is actually worthy? How do you know that you are producing results in your projects? Because you are not a training organization. You are a communications company, you know? So your main purpose in life is not train people. It's to produce telecommunication products and maintain those. So how do you know that these things are working here? And then the conversation changed. Because in that moment we start to say, how I am going to measure, how I am going to have metrics that are actually going to be realistic. So again, from the perspective of a company, I was talking about 4 things. Let me go back. Talent management, having programs, having career paths, having a link between the organization, the business, and project management, and having clear metrics. Now, let's go back to the personal side. I'm going to do something with your colleague, the one that is sitting right there looking at Facebook and WhatsApp, of course, okay? With the next one to you, have a quick conversation. What are the most important skills that we need during the next years to survive as project managers? Okay? So 2 minutes, you are going to be talking with the next one, the person that is sitting next to you. Ready? 2 minutes. What are the most important skills that you require to survive from here till 2020? Okay? Go ahead. Have the conversation. I want you to be talking, guys. If you don't have the conversation, you are not going to go to the heaven of the project managers. And I'm going to check if you are really talking or not. So I'm going to be walking here, okay? Can you hear me? Okay. You thought you were not. Thank you. Okay, so who wants to share? Just raise your hand. Oh gosh, you are too far away, okay? So?
Multi-skilling.
What?
Multi-skilling.
Multi?
Skilling. You learn many things.
Many things.
Yes, that is one. Number 2 would be to learn and unlearn. Adapt, learn, and unlearn.
Kind of adaptability, agility, flexibility. What else?
Adaptability and agility for change. Because technology and social parameters are changing very fast.
There you go. Okay, agility. What else? Let me go there. But before in here, hold on.
Analytical skills, logical skills.
Thank you. Analytical skills. Let me put my. I was saying that I look like Britney Spears in a very ugly space. Okay.
Analytical reasoning, logical skills.
Analytical skills, listening skills. Let me go here.
Be practical.
Being practical.
Book says many things, as you mentioned.
Okay.
But unless we are really practical, we definitely need to implement many of the stuff, but you need to be practical when the situation arrives.
I would say SMAC, which is social, mobile, analytics, and cloud, is going to be very important. Until
Social,
mobile, analytics, and cloud. SMAC.
okay. SMAC. Let me just go over here because I need a lady.
Yes.
Okay?
I think interpersonal skill and communication skills.
Interpersonal skills and
You should be able to
communication.
listen to your customer to finalize the scope, and interpersonal to work as a team with all stakeholders.
And let me, I have to just close. I invite you to, after this, when we close the awards ceremony, we can have a conversation, okay? I'm gonna be around. But the thing is, sorry. Thank you. The thing is, if you want to resume all the skills that you require, we can talk about the skills in 3 different areas. One area is the technical skills, okay? Project management if you want, scope, time, cost, etc. That's really important. But the second area, yes sir?
To update knowledge of project management.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I was saying, project management skills, okay, the technical side, then the interpersonal skills that are leadership, communication, and etc. And also the business side of this, because we cannot survive if we don't have skills in these 3 areas. So this is what we call the new talent triangle. Is if you want to survive, you should have skills in these 3 areas: technical project management, leadership, and when I see leadership, it's interpersonal skills and everything that is related in that arena, and business acumen. Why? Because if you talk about the scope, time, cost, you know all the technicals, all the techniques, and etc., and maybe you are an excellent communicator, you are the perfect presenter, you negotiate really well, but you don't talk the business side, then you will be trying to sell the wrong horse. If you have a lot of knowledge in the business side and you have a lot of technical knowledge, but you are not able to work with the people, then you don't produce results. So essentially, it's a combination of all the 3 things: business, technical, and interpersonal. And when I see interpersonal, I would like to just dive a little bit into these skills. Some skills that you need when we talk about leadership. First, seeing the organization strategically. A very simple question that I do to every project manager that I have to work with. How your project is helping the organization? If you are not able to respond that, if you are not able to tell me what's the strategic objective behind your project, then you are in serious problem, okay? Why? Not because of me, because you are going to be fired, okay? Someone is going to cut your job. When they don't have money, you are going to be the first one. When the project starts having problems, you will have the problem, okay? You need to think strategically. Second, you have to understand how to navigate the organization through the future. I mean, think about the future of this organization. Not think about the project that you require for the next 3 months to implement a CRM system. That's cool, but how the CRM is going to be working in 5 years? How this human resource process is going to be working after we do the restructuring of the organization? Third, working well with others. And this is about working with people. It's ensuring that you can understand people, because at the end of the day, the problem is never technical, almost never technical. It's usually people. The problem that you have when you finalize the implementation of a system is that maybe the people doesn't want to use the system. That's the issue. Maybe the problem is that you are trying to build a perfect airport, but you have to relocate people that were living in that area, and then they don't have anywhere to go for work. That's the issue, okay? It's not about the money. It's not about the technical things. So you have to know how to negotiate and work well with other people. You also need to understand how to drive results. How to, I always say this, and I'm going to try to translate it. It's like when you throw a cat from a tree, the cat always falls on its feet. And I see that as a project manager. I'm sorry, you are going to have issues. The idea is just fall like a cat, okay? Try to just do everything that you can so you can actually land on your feet. Ensure that you produce results no matter the difficulties, no matter the issues that you have. So first, strong communication skills. Of course, promoting two-way communication. This is ensuring that you understand me, that I understand you, that there is a communication. And this goes beyond just providing information. Lately, I see a lot of people that they talk about doing presentation skills training. It's great. You can be a Steve Jobs, but if you are not able to communicate and listen, that's it, okay? Because it's not only about talking, it's about listening to others. That's a two-way communication. Keeping people informed, listening, and respectfully attend the needs to other people. When we talk about delivering results, I want you to focus on these three words: results, proactivity, and flexibility. Those things that they were talking down there. Saying flexibility is being agile, ensuring that I can change my mind, because if the things are not working in here, you have two options: die in here or just change the strategy. So being flexible, agile, and agile doesn't mean to just do a Scrum Master training or an ACP. What I'm trying to say with agile is how to survive in a world that changes every week, okay? Because 7 months ago, we didn't have a Telangana state. Now we have it, okay? How do you survive with that? How do you survive with the economy changing? How do you survive with new projects coming up? How do you survive if the exchange rate continues just going lower or higher? Okay? That's agility. It's how to ensure that you produce results at this pace. That's what I'm talking about: agility, flexibility, and ensuring that you are focused on results. And finally, delivering results through others means that you are going to be influencing people, that you are going to be ensuring that they understand the goal, the mission, and that you are following up what they are doing and keeping track of what the team needs to be doing to achieve those results. Make sense? Okay. So, as a summary, I want you to keep those 4 things that I was talking about: the organizations, the programs, development programs, career paths, ensuring that all the organization is talking about the same, and having metrics and measuring the outcomes. I want you to keep also in mind this little triangle that I was showing in here, the new talent triangle, to say, I need to have business skills, I need to have technical skills, and I need to have interpersonal skills. And I need you to just dive into this during the next 2 or 3 days to ensure that whatever you keep from here, from this conference, is going to be helping you to create those skills. Go to a session about risk management. That's great. Go, listen, see what you can do, and then also try to just gain knowledge in all the other areas. What do I need to do to gain some more knowledge on the strategic side? Maybe I need to think about portfolio management. Maybe I need to go to a communications management. Maybe I need to just attend a workshop in conflict management. I don't know. The thing is, do an assessment of yourselves and try to ensure that you are a complete project manager, that you are not only working on only one side. Because if you are leaning in only one side of the triangle, that's not going to fly. Okay? So, with this, I'm going to finalize, and I want to just tell you a story before we move on. During the following days, I want you to learn a lot, share a lot, ensuring that you meet new people. There are almost 1,000 people here. It's your opportunity to learn something new, to share something to someone. It's your opportunity to just network. It's your opportunity to provide a different perspective, acquire a different perspective. Let me tell you something. When I was young, I come from a country called Colombia. Colombia is in South America. And I was born there, and I was born really poor, okay? From a very humble origin. It doesn't mean that I didn't have money to eat, but it was difficult, okay? And in my life, when I was like 8 years old and etc., I never thought that I was going to be able to travel anywhere, not even taking a flight, because there was no money for that. It was either I eat, work, or I was going to fly and know people and etc. So in my mind, I never thought that I was going to be able to fly anywhere, to just be able to talk, speak in another language, okay? No. Thank God, life took me to a different path, and took me to start working in project management, and took me to just start traveling because of my work. And thank God, I got involved with PMI, and thank God, I was able to just start working and knowing more about networking. I'm really shy, by the way. But the networking helped me to overcome the shyness. So I am able to talk with a lot of people. Also, I was not used to that. But that happens just because I took the opportunity. I took the opportunity to learn new things, to say, wow, maybe if I know new people, that they are working in Hong Kong and etc., somehow it will open the doors for me. And I was still in Colombia, working in a project internationally with PMI as a volunteer. And I had people that were working in Hong Kong, in Pakistan, in South Africa, in India. And we were already friends. I know them. We haven't even seen each other. But the networking, the sharing, the opportunity to share helped me a lot. And I'm really proud that now I say 30-something years later, I'm able to just be here in front of you, speaking in English with this Antonio Banderas accent, okay? And saying, you can make it. And please teach your children that they can make it. That anyone can make it. That if we really want to make this country, and that if we really want to make a difference in the world, the only thing is take the opportunity. So during the next days, take the opportunity. And I'm going to just finalize with a story, okay? And this story is important because I just lose the thing that I was going to show you. Wow. Okay, so the story is the following. It happens to be that there was this kingdom, and in the kingdom, the king was always sad. He didn't smile at all. He was always serious. He was almost crying. He didn't like that. He didn't like the life, okay? He was complaining about everything because the inflation was too high, there is no jobs, people in here don't work. So he didn't like the life. But there was a lot of people in that kingdom that were just like the king, okay? Because they were also complaining, and everything is sad, and everything is working horrible, and this is not going to work. There was this guy, and the guy was working for the king, and every time he was in an excellent mood. He was smiling, he was saying, hi, how are you, nice to meet you. And the king didn't stand up, okay? Because the king was saying, how is that possible that this guy doesn't realize all the problems that we are having, okay? He should be concerned. He's serious. But the guy didn't pay attention, okay? So one day the king called him and said, can you explain me, why are you so happy? Say, well, because I'm happy, because I have a wife, I have my children, I enjoy doing the things with them, I can have time with them, I work here. Things are difficult, but essentially, as we don't have so much money, we eat less rice. It doesn't matter. So the king didn't like that response. What the king did was to ask for an expert and ask the expert, can you find out why he is happy? And the guy was doing some research and etc. After a week, he came back and said, I'm going to show you, okay? Give me 99 coins of gold. Say 99. Imagine the following. For a person to have a coin of gold, it was like 30 years of work, okay? So this kingdom had no money, and the king was supposed to take 99 coins and just give it. So the king didn't like the idea, but he just took the money. They went, they put the money, all the coins, in a bag. They left the bag outside the house of the guy, the happy guy, and they knocked the door, and they left. So they were paying attention. And the expert says, I'm going to show you that the problem that this guy has is that he's outside the circle of the 99 coins. So what is that? Pay attention. So when they knocked the door, the guy, the smiley guy, went outside and saw the bag with the money, and he was extremely happy, okay? He was receiving gold for free. So he was extremely happy. He took the money inside home, and he started to count all the coins. And wow, he found that there were only 99 coins. And he started to look everywhere for the coin. Outside the house, maybe someone dropped. Then he said, someone stole the coin, for sure. Because there should be 100, okay? Who's going to be giving you 99 coins? You should have 100, of course, no? It's normal. So the guy was crazy. He was just looking for the coin. And when he realized that the coin was not there, he decided that he was going to work for having the coin. So he made a plan with his wife. You know what? You are going to have another job. You're going to be working 2 jobs, and I'm going to be working 2 jobs. Because if we save money for the next 5 years, we are going to have the coin. And maybe if we sell all the things that we don't need in this house, we can save that money, and we can have the coin maybe in 3 years. Okay? And maybe if we don't pay a nanny to take care of the children, but if we leave them with the grandma, my mother-in-law, maybe we can save more money, 2 years and a half. And then the guy was really obsessed with the money, with finding the coin, and he never smiled back again. When the king asked him again, he said, why aren't you smiling right now? There is nothing to be smiling at, okay? The economy is really difficult. I have to work a lot. My wife has to work. I don't have time for anything. This is really difficult. So, what I'm trying to say is that sometimes you take a lot of your energy trying to look for something really stupid, that it's only 1 coin, and you don't realize that you already have 99 coins, okay? So I was looking at conversations during these days, and they say, no, because the growth of the country has lowered a little bit. It's not 6, it's now 5, etc. Say, great, but it's way more than other countries, okay? It's just, I understand there is an issue. I understand that you are actually 20% more is the exchange rate during the last year, but it's way less than other countries. And you should be proud of the things that you have. You want to change the world. You want to change India. You want to change Telangana or Andhra Pradesh. Just Focus on the 99 coins that you already have. Please don't look for the other one. You don't need this coin, okay? Just focus on what you already have. Take advantage of it. Use these 3 days to ensure that you are focused on improving your 99 coins and have a great time. And I hope to see you at the end of this event. We can be talking about this presentation or whatever you want, okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ricardo, for those wonderful words of motivation and clearly making a case for the future and need for project management skill development. Request you to please stay on stage here with us. And may I now invite Mr. Srinivas Koparapu to hand over the memento along with the bouquet and the captured moment to Mr. Ricardo. Please welcome him with a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.